Emily? Oh, now we're ready. Okay, I see. Now we're recording. Okay, welcome to the All Hands Call. My name is Lars. I'll be your host today. This is the first of 5 calls today, I believe. Next one will be Epson IPFS in about an hour. And I guess let's start with the roll call.
Yeah, because I'm the furthest east.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Richard. I work on docs and community and stuff. I'm currently in Tokyo, so I'm the furthest east today. Finally. Yeah, take that, Eastern Europe. That's it.
Great, thank you. Hud?
Hi, I'm Hud. I work on Orbit, OrbitDB, and apps on IPFS in German. Nice to be back. I missed quite a few of these calls in the past month.
It's good to have you back. Since I'm about 300 meters further west from Hud, I go next. I'm Lars. I work on infrastructure of IPFS.io and networking in the peer-to-peer. Yep, it's me. I live in Berlin. David's next. Oh, Hector. I'm sorry. It's a bit dark at your place.
Hi, Hector here. I'm in Berlin. I work for Protocol Labs, and I'm currently working on Raft on Leaf P2P, and it's going very well. And with that, we're going to build IPFS cluster. So, looking forward to that.
Great. David? Oh, cakes.
Hey, I'm Cakes in Hamburg, a bit further west, and I'm working on all stuff Go, like libp2p, IPFS, like PubSub, Orbit, whatever is up at the moment.
Nice, good to have you. Thank you. David?
Not yet. Victor first.
Really? Oh yeah. I keep messing this up. I'm sorry. Victor.
I'm Victor. I live in Barcelona, which is more east to Lisbon, for those who don't know. And I work on JavaScript things, and website, and a bit of infrastructure, a little bit of everything.
Sweet, my turn then. Thank you. So I'm David, working for Protocol Labs as well, focused on JS, IPFS, and we peer-to-peer stuff. And that's it. Thank you.
I'm Matt. I work for Protocol Labs. I do a lot of the organizational stuff around communication and governance and project management process, and I'm in Philadelphia.
I'm Emily, and I work as a project manager for Protocol Labs, and I'm going to turn my video off so that I can hear you guys for notes.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, you have a bit more time to add additional agenda items to...
We missed Jeremy.
He doesn't count.
No! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're good? Okay.
Yes, Jeremy. He writes Go code. Sweet. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, you have a bit more time to add items to the agenda, and otherwise, who wants to lead next week's All Hands, and who wants to be the note taker?
Happy to note take next week.
I can moderate, facilitate.
Great, thanks so much. So we have Richard as a note taker and Hart as facilitator and lead. Okay, so let's start with the agenda. First thing is the call about the project management process tomorrow. Matt?
Yep, this is more of an announcement. Jeremy, you still haven't weighed in on the scheduling doodle poll. It's been out for 2 weeks. So we're trying to schedule that call, and I posted notes about that call that are linked to here in the agenda. So issue number 251 in IPFS PM, that's the outline of things we need to discuss. There's a lot. I don't think we'll fit it in an hour. but we'll do our best to make the most of that hour and then do the rest async. That's it. Oh, the scheduling. Yeah, so please weigh in on the doodle poll, because the time that's in iCal for all the project leads is actually wrong, because David can't do that time. There's no point in updating that until we actually know what time actually works for everyone. That's all.
Great, thanks. Any questions? Cool. Then, actually, I forgot a technical point on the agenda, which is we're not using Etherpad, but instead we're trying out hackmd.io for the first time. So if you have any feedback about that, leave it in the sprint issue in the PM repo, I guess, or tell us on RSC.
There's also an issue dedicated specifically to Etherpads in IPFS/community, I believe, and it's linked in the sprint issue. So you can leave it there, where we talk about other stuff going on as well.
Hot?
Does anyone know the developers of HackMD? Do we have a contact to them? I'm wondering if we can make that run on IPFS. If it's good to use.
Sounds like we need a point man for that. Do you want to find out?
No.
I'll see if I can find them and contact them. How about that?
Great, thanks so much. An interesting question, indeed. Okay, so the next agenda item, it would be our trial of the discourse community software.
I put it on the agenda, but really it's for Richard. Richard, if you do want to lead that discussion, or do you want me to?
So Discourse has started, which is awesome. There's currently a Try Discourse up, which is great. Some of you have already seen that. I know Dignified Choir has put in a lot of effort there, which is really cool. I have been on vacation and busy catching up since vacation. Matt and I had a very good chat on Saturday about Discourse. One of the things I'm hoping to do, I was hoping to get to today, and I did not, I apologize for that, is Wednesday is to decide what the actionable items will be for figuring out how Discourse goes. And so, for instance, how will we know if it's working well? How will we know if it's not working well? There's currently an issue on there about what repos we want to move over to Discourse. This is also a very good question. Since it's a trial, that means that ultimately it's kind of up to us to see how it goes, how much we're going to invest and how much we're not going to invest. And that'll also determine how much the community will get involved. Obviously, everyone on this call is already very involved in the community. We're already here, which is awesome, but we're not the main users for Discourse necessarily. We're just people who will be moderating it. Sorry if there's people talking in the background. It might actually be. So, as part of Discourse, I would appreciate it if you guys would just look at it. I'll be posting an issue either tonight, if I can stay awake, which I probably will, or Wednesday morning when I'm back in Eastern time about measurable items. I'd love your feedback on that. I'd also like your feedback on the what should we copy over. That's pretty much it for me. One of the things I noticed just tangentially today was that there's an issue on the FAQ that someone didn't get answered for like 6 months, since June, really. And so they opened up another issue on IPFS, which shows kind of how broken our current FAQ is. It could be improved, and so hopefully Discourse can do that. I don't really know of anything else I need to cover. Matt, what do you think?
That's it. I especially flag the discussion in Discourse, the thread about how do we know if Discourse is right for us, and how will we know, like, because that's where we want to set bounds on, like, how long is this trial going to be? How are we going to know whether it's working so that we could either upgrade or turn it off and stop using it? Because we don't want it to just like drag on and on. So weigh in on that one sooner rather than later. And then if people have ideas, David?
I was just going to say that, like, independently of the tool that we use for that communication part with our community, it really depends on us to have the discipline to like check it and like to answer those questions. Like the reason why the FAQ didn't get answered was not because like there is no search tool. It's simply because like people are not opening FAQ and checking the issues, and it is understandable. Like everyone in the team is really, really busy. Like the community doesn't feel that like they have all the answers to all the questions that appear on an FAQ. So like it's very hard like to for them to answer those questions by themselves, and we just keep accumulating over and over and over time. Of course, like for the projects that people are actively developing, like those answers get like answered in a flash because people are opening those repos like every 10 minutes, right? So like they check the issues constantly and the contributions. Like the other things don't get so much attention. What I would say is like we need to like to develop this discipline. To develop this discipline of like answering these community questions, we can do two things. One of them is just like even have an IPFS community day of like answering issues. Maybe like every 2 weeks, go like and review all of them. I did this with Jeremy in the beginning of the year for the Go IPFS issues, and like we took like 5 hours and we like parsed like 200. Like it was not even like half of them. It was like very time consuming for two people like to spend like a lot of energy put there. And the other thing is like having someone that actively, like a dedicated person that actively goes through all of those questions and tries to link them together for the ones that are related, and also like tries to create materials with. So one thing that happened like previously when I was actively working on the node security project, we would get a lot of inquiries by email and by Twitter and by IRC and other communication channels, people asking questions about how to build their apps more secure. And like after a while, like there's a pattern of like the same questions coming. So like the best thing to do is like once there is like a huge pain point, just write a piece of documentation, or even better, a blog post that explains how to overcome that that pain point. Because then people can like find that blog post easily through search. Like they will search on the web, how does IPFS do this or that, and they will find the blog post which has all the information that they need. And like the next time someone comes with the same question because they didn't search or like they just didn't find it, we can just like, here's the blog post, here's like the material that you need. Again, just wanted to invoke this. It will be a lot about discipline. Go ahead, Richard.
Also, it'd be about process. Lars has mentioned, right, I can't remember, it's actually it might be freaking manual a lot. Like our WTFM, which comes off as very aggressive for new users, right? Like, oh no, now I have to write a manual. I don't want to do that. It might be good for us to write an easier way of saying that, saying like, hey, if you have questions, it'd be really cool if you could like help us out. Like, here, we have a blog post we're working on, or here are 3 issues. If you want to really understand it, maybe you could coalesce them into one. And that's something which I think we could do as a team better. Right now, we're much more likely to be like, here's the answer, or you didn't check this other issue over here. So thank you for bringing that up, David. I agree. And it is totally up to us to actually go through and make sure that things are attended to in a decent amount of time. I haphazardly try to do that now and again by dropping like FAQ stuff into IRC, saying like, hey, can someone check this? It'd be cooler if other people did that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's process, and that's why I was like saying something like, I call it discipline. It's process. Really, like having something like every 2 weeks. Like just the answer all the IPFS community questions day, where everyone is like, we can even be on an hangout and like opening questions and say, hey, Richard, can you check this one? Hey, David, can you check this one? And like, it's just like bouncing, because that's what I did with Jeremy. And like, it was productive, but like very intense and exhaustive as well. So like, we cannot do that every day. So it might work. It might be fun. It might be like a way to also invite more people to like see our discussion, how we answer that stuff. Sorry, Matt. I just wanted to remind Richard. Go ahead.
Something I want to flag related to this is that like GitHub defaults to sending you notifications about any repository or subscribe to. That is not how Discourse is behaving. Like, I haven't gotten a single notification from Discourse while people have created all of these threads and added all these users and added all these comments. And so this is, keep in mind that the point of using something like Discourse is that a lot of things that have been showing up as GitHub issues should now be going into those forums, but you should still make sure to get notifications, right? Like, it's a GitHub issue might be the wrong place for it, but it has the benefit of getting on your radar. And it looks like we're gonna have to figure out how, like, I've been looking through the configurations. I don't even quite know how to configure Discourse to just by default tell me when anyone creates a thread or anything like that. It doesn't seem to have that configuration setting, or it's probably hidden. So we should all figure that out and turn on the notifications.
I'm a bit surprised because I actually looked around in Discourse because I wanted to make sure that I get notifications, and I enabled a couple of settings which sounded like they would do that, but I haven't gotten a single one either. So we need to figure that out.
Let's open an issue about it, or even better, a forum post on Discourse saying, hey, no one figured this out yet. And that's actually something we can give feedback back, because the Discord tool have been really nice at being kind to us, helping us out. So we should help them out by dog fooding their stuff.
So should we create a new issue for tracking that kind of like figuring out? Or
no, let's do that on Discourse.
Good point.
Yeah, so on Discourse, I'll make a post immediately after this call saying, hey, this is where you drop stuff about getting notifications for Discourse.
Okay.
Also, a really good idea, David, that came to my mind, I think it's a good idea, maybe it's not, would be to have a small call, like in office hours or something, for people to just ask questions. I don't know if people have that right now. People are encouraged to jump onto this and ask questions here, I think, and go into the specific sprint calls. But I'm not sure newbies really want to do that. It might be fun to be like, hey, we're going to be going through all these open FAQ questions. If you want to jump on the call with us, feel free to ask questions there too, and we'll make new FAQ questions. That might be a fun thing to do, and may help out people be like, oh, cool, I can ask my questions about, like, how do I spell demon? Simple stuff. Might be fun. Juan?
I think it's important to then translate those to writing. Otherwise, people will start using this to ask questions. And
Oh yeah. No. I'm just saying, like, enable that venue and then take that and improve our documentation with it. Might be smart.
Yeah, sounds fun. So great. We can try maybe even next week if people are available. Why not?
Okay, great. Any more points about Discourse? Because otherwise, I think we're done with the agenda. Yeah, Richard?
I have one agenda item to add, sorry. CCC, when is the next call? Or the next call for tickets?
Saturday, let me have a look. I have a calendar. I think it's Saturday. Yep, Saturday at 2 p.m. UTC.
Okay, so we should all be trying to refresh and get tickets on that day, just so it's not just you?
Yeah, maybe not all of us, but one or two more people would be good. Like, if all of us do it and we'll end up with 100 tickets, that would be good.
One?
Is there a way to automate this? Do people write? I would imagine a lot of people write scripts to do this.
I guess so. Somebody would have to do it.
Okay, I'm just imagining Lars trying to race a bot that's like...
I mean, I'm not going to trust... If we had a bot, I wouldn't be trusting it and still try to get tickets manually, so... Okay, anything else, Matt?
I added an agenda point, just a plug for, I created an issue for identifying the top topics that need better documentation. And so if you like if you could glance at that, and if there's ones that are on your radar as things that people constantly ask about, could you just add a comment there? So when any of us starts digging into trying to like prioritize what we document first, we have that record of what people keep asking about.
Yeah, indeed. Want to add a link to that issue to the notes? That would be.
Is there?
Would be helpful. Okay, cool, great. Thank you. Yeah, we have a lot of time left. If somebody wants to demo something they worked on recently that they want to share, now's the time.
I made a silly thing. I don't actually need to demo it because I can just tell you what it does, and it's really simple. It's IPFS 2 gateway, and all I do is I type in my terminal IPFS-IO and then the file name or path to like a file, and it automatically adds it to IPFS and then opens it up in my browser because I got tired of having to manually copy the hash and then going to the browser and then typing IPFS-IO/IPFS. So I made 2 ways of doing it. One of them is with shell in 2 lines, and I've made that an NPM package because screw it. And then the other one is using JS-IPFS, which thank you, David Diaz, for like dealing with my really inane questions on Saturday where I'm like, I don't know what utils is. But yeah, that's a little package I made, and I can link it. It's just like syntactic sugar on top of IPFS add.
What's the use case for that? Like, what are the situations where you want to add something and immediately view it in the browser?
A lot of the times I want to add like a screenshot and just share it with someone. And I don't really want to have to remember all these new different screen sharing like apps or whatever. I just want to add it to IPFS and give that to someone. So I do that a lot, and I just got tired of manually typing it. You could also change it and make it like, work for multiple gateways or whatever. But really, I just wanted to cut down the steps between IPFS add, copy link, and put in browser. So now it's automatic.
Cool.
All right.
Also, sorry, I was just going to say that it also, like, if you do that, like, then you can go offline, like send the URL in an email, for example, go offline, and then that like for at least the next 24 hours or more, like the file is going to be preloaded in the gateway. So like if someone is going to like check the file while you are offline, you have some other node that you didn't have to do anything other than opening a URL to like pin the content temporarily for you. Like definitely do not trust that as your way to pin content on IPFS forever, but like it is a quick hack. It's a quick way that works.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I guess I hereby close the session. And we'll reconvene in 32 minutes for the Go IPFS Hangout in the same Zoom channel. Yeah, that was nice.
I didn't create links for HackMD for the rest of the calls because I wanted to test one of the calls before we overhaul everything else. What do you guys think about how this is working?
Emily, what do you think?
I was terrified at first because I couldn't find the edit button, but it was Gucci after I found that. So, thumbs up.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I like how Pod was immediately, he was like, do we know the people that make this? Let's do this. Can we get it on IPFS right now?
I really like we have the viewer perspective, and like we can get all of the nice things from Markdown. I might get like see the nodes coming to life to form with all of the formatting, while the editor can do all the magic behind the scene.
Wait, so were you watching, what page were you watching? Were you watching the edit screen, or does it have like a live production page?
Like, so you have like in the top, you have and then you have like 2 columns, and then you have the edits, like the pencil. And I was just checking through the eye, like the viewer. Like I cannot edit, I can just view, but I view the already rendered version of the markdown.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I get like a table of contents on the right. Like this is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Richard, wanna make links for the other Hangouts?
Okay.
For the other calls? Yeah? Cool.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Super cool.
Well, I didn't know about the table of contents. That's really cool. That could be really useful. Right. How do I, between these calls, do I stop the recording and then?
Yeah.
Because I think we have not been using the Zoom recording feature to record these calls, so that we were streaming them directly to YouTube, and then they just automatically go to YouTube. So does anyone know what I'm supposed to do with this video once it renders on my machine?
Can I interrupt you?
Oh,
I just joined, so yeah, I just got home from my lab.
Okay.
Richard, if you set up the stream and give me the stream key, I can stream it. Like I just got home, and so the case is I don't want to have access to YouTube and all that, but like the stream key, like we've done this last week with Frido.
Got it. No problem. I'll give it to you in a
If
second.
you set up the stream and give me the stream key, I can stream it.
Okay.
Cool.
So I can
Perfect,
stop
thank
this
you.
recording and I'll just upload this one to YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna
cool.
stop the recording.
Then I'll once more hereby close the session, and we'll reconvene in 29 minutes, same room, for the Go IPFS Hangout. Sound good?